Hey, everybody. Welcome to Popular Unknown Paintball Live. And tonight's going to be a bit of a weird show because if you don't know by now, I have a good friend down in Australia, Connor, and Connor's having a bad go of things. And he's stuck in the hospital. And I thought, you know what? Let's cheer him up. So I sent him a message and said, if you want to come on, then I'll send you a link and let's see if we can get you on. So we might have Connor from his hospital bed down in Australia, and we're just going to talk paintball, things like that. So if anybody wants to join in and say hi to Connor and whatnot, then by all means, just jump right in. In the meantime, though, like I don't actually have any of my guests that I've invited in. I was a little bit behind, so please forgive me with that. But in the meantime, I got something else before we get to that, let us talk about Jelly Ball for a second. And I just wanted to say how excited I am to be sponsored by them. But not only that, I actually have an interview with the local paper for my business this in the next day or so. So that is going to be very exciting and very positive for me. It's going to get my Jelly Ball business up and running. So thank you very much, Jelly Ball, and thank you everybody that's supporting it. But because I really think that it's going to save paintball, especially here in Canada, just because, and when I say save paintball, I mean, it's a different sport, but it brings younger kids in to play from like years 5 and up. And then from there, what happens is people are just going to be like, they'll be at the field and playing. It'll just, one thing will lead to another. So that's that. The next thing that I wanted to talk about before we go, though, well, let's talk about it. Right, we got Ultra Silk because Caesar's amazing and this stuff is incredible. Ali Remembered Foundation, because you gotta love the Ali Remembered Foundation. We've got Transfuse, which I'll get to in a minute, and then we've got paintballmedia.com. And by the way, with paintballmedia.com, if you don't know, he's been creating a whole lot of documentaries. I'm sure you already have heard of a couple of them, but he has a bunch. So if you go to his Patreon account, or you go to the Paintball Media Patreon account and subscribe, I believe it's like $8 a month, give or take. Don't quote me on the exact price. I'm just ballparking here, but I'm pretty sure it's $7.99 or $8. But with that, you get access to all the documentaries, and there's a new one coming out in a little while. There's like a whole lot of things happening, so you get access to the entire. Sorry, I'm having a hell of a day here. The entire library. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Library. See what it's like when you're out here all alone and you just like on a podcast and you got to make things up as you go. It sucks. So with that in mind, let us bring on Connor, because he's here. We're not sure how long we'll have him. Yeah. Hey, Connor, how's it going?
I'm okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fantastic, but the images are a little shaky. Now, just so you know, if you need to bounce out real quick, you do that. Go right ahead, and then come back in. You know how to come in and out as you. So if doctors come in, just drop out. Don't even say goodbye. Just we know things are going rough. So how you doing?
Yeah, I've been okay. They're getting close to figuring out what's going on. I had a lumbar puncture last night where they had to put me under general anesthetic because of just with my other nerve disorder that I have in my left arm, that just too painful to do it even just with local. And they missed the spot anyway when they were going through. So they had to go and do it in the operating theatre with like radiology or whatever to watch it as the needle goes through, and they just put me out like a light. And yeah.
So you're getting the good sleeps.
Yes, Connor got to have a very good Betty Bobos, but disappointing fact was that when I was waking up that they didn't apparently I didn't do anything funny or like go, hey, why does your face look like an elephant? Or like somebody else has got my,
It's not like you got a
don't
spider
touch
bite.
my baseball.
Look on the bright side. You might get superpowers from this. I mean, that's how it happens in the comic books. You could get superpowers.
Yeah.
Like it's entirely possible. So, we got Kevin Kuziak saying, "Feel better, mate." Kuzmiak, and we got Will and Belly checking in, and we got Sean saying we got to get in good health.
Yeah.
I have a couple friends that might be joining us in a little while. In the meantime, though, I got something I got to show off. You know how you're always saying, Steve, I want to try Transfuse. Can you get me some Transfuse? You know, that long lines. I was saying, oh, I'll do my best. Well, look what I got from Steve from Transfuse.
Hey.
You know what that? I can't get it to focus. There we go. Hawaiian punch flavor. This is prototype, baby.
Yeah.
We got trouble coming in. Hey, Matt, how's it going?
How's it going, guys?
You're coming through really garbled. Like
who's coming through garbled?
You are. I think it's because of my connection, and that, like, I'm only getting little bits and pieces of what you're saying, and I can't see you or Maddie, which sucks.
No.
Because hey, Matt.
Hey.
Yeah. So everybody, well, I'm sorry to hear that. If you need to click out and then click back in, I understand. But in the meantime, you know, we just wanted to try to make you feel better and lift you up a little bit. And plus, I wanted to tease you with the prototype Transfuse Hawaiian Punch.
Is this the first time you're drinking that right now?
It's the first time most people are drinking that right now. It's a prototype. So if I hurl, pardon?
Yeah. Hello. So it does. Let me know how it tastes. Like, does it taste like that? Like the Hawaiian Punch that you would get in the big 2 liter?
I have absolutely no idea. This is
about to do a blind test right now. Okay.
Blind test of the prototype package. I got to cover up the
package. Looks very shady.
Right? Doesn't it? That's what I asked Steve when he handed to. Like, what are you handing me? Cocaine? Like, what the heck? So, Connor, you do not look like a happy camper at all.
I think that's a frozen face.
It could be. Oh, there he is. He's gone. Well, he may join back in a second. But yeah, no, this is a absolute brand new. I've never tried it before. But yeah, Steve from Transfuse, when we were out at Wasaga Beach, he hooked me up with a few packets of the really, really good stuff.
When were you there?
2 weeks ago, I think.
I was there 3 weeks ago. And still dealing with a neck injury. I got taken out by a low-hanging branch on a dive into a bunker. So feet were behind and then in front in about a second.
Tastes melony.
Melony. All right. Heavy on the melon.
Heavy on the melon, yes. Oh, Connor says, Connor must have dropped out quickly. Let me see what my Facebook message says. You're coming through really garbled. Internet is really bad here. So unfortunately, Connor had to bail out for a little bit. Maybe he'll come back in. We shall see. But the whole point is just to try to wish Connor a little bit better. Plus, I wanted to give this a try. I don't think it's fully mixed
I'll push him around in a wheelchair myself.
Yeah.
We'll have fun diving in the snake together.
Yeah, so what is it we can do with the problem
we can talk events.
We could talk events. Before we do that though, we gotta rip on Connor a little bit because we know he's watching. So, and he can't defend himself because he's not on the screen because he's punking out from bad internet. But so in a nutshell, he's lost the use of his legs. due to nerve injury. He will regain use of it, but it's going to take some rehab, so he's going to have to learn. So we're going to have to think of a new nickname for him, because if you can't walk, there's got to be a new nickname for that.
Yeah. Well, it's still like Roo and that sort of thing. So, the cripple kangaroo.
The cripple kangaroo. I don't know.
I like the alliteration.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, I mean, it's like Tigger that doesn't bounce, though. Like, you know, like, what is a legless Roo?
Yeah, true. But I heard they could balance on their tails.
Oh, we got Robert Hansen saying, "What up?" Hey, Robert. So what's basically happening is Connor, in his infinite wisdom, has gone and gotten himself sick, and he's in the hospital. And so this is a show dedicated specifically to cheering his ass up and making fun of him in the process. So that's what we are doing. And I had to have Matt join us, and it was kind of last minute. I meant to ask you too, Robert, but things just got crazy around here. The other thing is this, I'm just trying to make sure it's mixed well. Connor says, "Oh, let's go with Crip Brew."
Crip Brew.
Kind of sounds a little too kind of sounds a little too gangster.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the red and blue is down over there, but yeah, it's a little East Coast.
Well, I think it's pretty much everywhere. Well, this seems to have a lot of sentiment sinking to
but
the
you're
bottom
shaking
here.
it in a mason jar.
Yes, I am.
Like not a protein shaker or anything like that with like a little mixing ball in it.
I'm Irish.
Mason jar it is.
Right?
All right.
Irish and Canadian. Like, mason jar it is.
Oh, I'm a Ruski Canadian, so I wonder if you can add vodka to that.
Yes, you can. And I went and got my hands wet. Now I can't. Now it's locked on and I can't get it off. There we go.
And the jersey comes handy.
That's right. Ali Remembered Foundation, because
That's
they want me to stay hydrated. Jersey. Isn't it?
Yeah, that the purple and black, just I love it. Chef's kiss to the designer.
Yeah, and these are the ones from Ugly, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no. This is the Anthrax one. My mistake. This is the Anthrax one.
Oh, yeah, you got the Anthrax logo there.
So the other Ali Remember jersey is the actual Expendables jersey. That was made. That was made by Under. That thing's amazing. Like, that is a tank of a jersey. And I'm not putting down anybody else. I'm not saying which ones I like better. I'm just saying that Under jersey is just absolutely incredible.
I think I might be working. Have you heard of TKO?
No. I mean,
that's
Total Knockout, but
yeah, Total Knockout. But I forgot what TKO stands for. I think it's something to do with his name. But he's an Ontario jersey maker that I'll be working with to maybe get something going on.
Cool. Well, if there's
I saw Kieran's in the chat.
Yeah.
Hi, Kieran. Puzzle Power for the win, man. I know who you are for sure.
Colt 40. Was this Colt 45 2 zigzags? But this is Anthrax. These guys are out of Greece, and it is. I have to say, this jersey is incredibly well made. Like, I really like it. I really like how it feels. It feels like it is going to take a beating. I haven't actually worn this in play yet, but yeah, I really like this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the new ugly jerseys that are coming out. I've got like that. They're really helping. They've really jumped in big time with the Ali Remembered Foundation as well. And then, but if you're talking Ontario jersey makers, you got to talk to the guys down at Intensity out of Windsor, because that stuff is amazing. Amazing. They're the ones that make all my Popular Unknown jerseys or shirts. Yeah. So they make my Popular Unknown t-shirts and the hoodie. And yeah, their stuff is incredible, and they make the Booney Boys jerseys as well. So
Okay.
I love how comfortable the Booney Boys jersey is. It's just nice and light and cool. So
yeah, that's the important thing to a jersey is breathability. I've worn too many equipment that has just come back soaked where I'm wringing it out because there's no ventilation.
Right. Well, that's what I like. That's what I like about the under jersey is I think it's got no padding at all because no padding. I don't like padding. But I think it's what they called the practice jersey or whatnot, and the whole shirt is ventilated. Like it's all the whole thing is vented, but there's just minor holes. So I love my Expendables jersey. Just love it. But this thing seems really incredible. Only thing I'm not keen on this is that this comes with the thumb holes. And
that's what I like about it.
I don't know who made these cool, but they were wrong.
Why is that? It's so when you dive into, well, you're obviously not a Snake player.
No, never was.
But when you're
never
diving
will
into the Snake and you just have your sleeve and everything just take up with it, you want those thumbs.
No, I don't.
So your sleeves aren't coming up and your pads aren't riding up.
I prefer to play with my sleeves like this. My sleeves.
You're an animal.
Damn right, I'm an animal.
I have full arm guards, but I dive. I dive hard.
Okay. Yeah. No. I have always, for as long as I can remember, have rolled up my sleeves. So, looks like Connor's trying to get back in.
I don't need to dive into the dead box. Yeah, I've done some of that before too. Dived into the dead box.
So, anyway, well, so I want to pick on Connor, like, because he's not here to defend himself. He keeps trying to come in, but I think I think we're getting some serious internet connections, unfortunately.
Is he at the hospital?
Yes.
Okay, and standard hospital connections. Gotta love that.
Well, he was on pretty solid there for a bit. So I'm kind of enjoying watching the little circle that says Connor. There he is. He's back.
But I can see you, Matty. I just can't see Steve.
That's fine. That's completely fine. You don't need to see Steve.
So
more salt and pepper in the beard. That's about it.
Yeah, I need to buzz it. I took a picture because I'm going to ICC.
Yes. How'd you score that? I heard that they're not letting anyone in till August.
Yeah, it's not working. I can't hear you guys properly. I'm only hearing bits and pieces, so I might have to just drop in or watch and just comment.
Okay, well, you drop and comment. We're just gonna make fun of you.
I'll be absolutely making fun of you.
Oh, but feel better, Connor. We're gonna bug you more often.
Connor's always a riot when I watch him on here.
Oh, I love Connor. Like he's the best. I mean, we have so many late night talks because he doesn't realize it's 3:00 in the morning for me. I was like, I just need to sleep.
Oh yeah, it would just be in the afternoon for him. He's still raring to go, rolling in his mouth probably.
Connor's the best. So
absolutely.
I forgot where we were at. Like
you were talking about ICC. You got you're going there.
Okay, so here's the rules. Canadians do not want Americans up here yet. Middle of August, maybe September, they're talking about it. But they're mainly talking about the driving border. But Canadians will not allow Americans to come across the border without a good reason. Canadians, on the other hand, have been welcome in the United States the whole time of COVID. There was nothing stopping you from going. That's why I went to Denver and World Cup in the middle of COVID because screw COVID. The thing was, though, is you could only fly. Couldn't drive across the border. You had to fly across. And then I would have kept going, except the Canadians said, well, you know what we got to do? We've got to make it so that you can't come. People just can't keep doing this because there was all these cheap fares and there was just It was fantastic. Like, it was great. There was no lineups in the airports. There was nothing. You just like went in and you'd get a chair, and because of spacing, you'd get like the window seat automatically because everybody was separated so far away. Like, it was awesome. So Canadians said, all right, so anybody flying back into the country has to go to these COVID hotels, which I'm sure you've heard of.
Yeah, you definitely talked about that.
Yeah, it's like $2,000 to $3,000, and I can't afford that. So they got rid of, once the vaccinations were coming out, the rule was as of July 5th, I think it was, if you were fully vaccinated and had been fully vaccinated for 2 weeks, then you could come back and not have to go through the COVID hotel. You just have to take a test going into the country, and then a test leaving the country and then coming back. Yeah. So you'd only have to quarantine until your test came back. But seeing as how tests are now less than 24 hours, that's not quarantine. So wear a mask, be fully vaccinated, away you go.
So who are you going to be playing for at ICC?
I am going to be playing for Team Fox, which is...
I think Andy's in there, right?
No.
No?
Nope.
Who's your teammates?
Team captain is Rob Walker. I have no idea who my teammates are. It is the field team from is it Paintball Fox? Or anyway, it's one of the big fields out of Chicago, and it is owned by Tim Glavin, who is now the owner of Airgun Designs, and Team Fox is the only Airgun Design sponsors team out there.
Okay.
So I'm going to be playing for the Airgun Designs team.
AGD's still putting in work, eh? Okay.
Yeah. Now, Airgun Designs isn't like they used to be.
Yeah, I haven't really heard much from them lately.
Yeah, no, that basically what Airgun Design is right now is it's I think there's only 2 employees, maybe 3. Okay. But they order all the parts, and they will put mags together for you by request. So all auto mags nowadays are custom guns. It's not like mass marketed, like you just go to the store and say, I'll take a mag off the wall. They don't do that. All they do is they make on order. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
AGD. I'll be hitting up Voyageur days at the end of the month over at 13th Monkey, because I'm not going border traveling.
Oh, Andrew is saying Fox Paintball. We were there. Yes, Andy, I know we were there. I just couldn't remember what the name of the full field was. I just called it Fox. I knew it was Fox, but I didn't know if it was the whole thing. That's where Fox is actually where I met Chris Hansen, or not Chris Hansen, Rob Hansen, by the way. I met Rob at Fox Field or Fox Paintball. And the first thing that did was, like, I had to go to the washroom. Like, I'd gotten off the plane. I got picked up. We had to drive into the middle of nowhere. I swear I heard banjos. And so I meet Chris and whatnot. And I was like, where do you go to the washroom? You see the reeds over there? Just go in there. And I'm like, okay. So I run into the weeds, and I'm in brand new shoes. I only brought 1 pair from the plane. I hadn't put my cleats on yet. And I'm up to my knees in swamp. He took 1 step. It was like, it's like, oh, I'm going to hurt him so bad. So anyway, so Rob, there's what I'm saying. AGD is super small now, custom guns and parts kits. Yes. And Robert has, I wish I was going, but my shoulder wouldn't handle that level of play yet. And I believe Rob is on Team Fox as well, but I don't think he's going because his shoulder's not quite there.
Best not risk it.
And Connor's saying, I want to come play all of you in Woods Ball. And we want you to come, Connor. We're going to do our best.
The Woods Ball Classic.
Yeah, we're going to do our best to get him to New York, I think. So New
York?
Woods Ball World Cup is in New York, yeah. It's at Jerry Bronsfield.
For me. Okay.
Oh, it's totally reachable.
And it'll always be there, just not, it won't be a traveling event.
Yes and no. It'll always be there, But okay, so Woodsball World Cup is a collaboration between Kevin Donaldson, gotta love Kevin, and so Kevin Donaldson and Marcus Davis, team captain of the UK Predators in England. And originally, it was supposed to be an international World Cup event. So and it's supposed to be 10-man. So for the most part, it's going to be Woodsball World Cup. Then there's a European World Cup, and except in England, it's 7-man because they have a hard time getting 10 players to play. Because
I get it.
So it's going to be doing different. But I believe Croatia was supposed to happen last year, and then there was talk of a Southeast Asian location that was not mentioned, and an Eastern European country. So not Croatia, but things like Czechoslovakia or something like that. It was talked about, but the location was never released, and I don't really know 100% if it's going to happen or not. But it's going to be a mobile Woodsball World Cup series that is 100% international.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look forward to that. I'm glad Woodsball and Mechanical is making an emergence again. Over the speedball scene.
We see, but the thing is, and it's Woodsball is speedball. I'm sorry, but it is.
It all depends on how you play.
But it's not airball, and that's the thing. Like originally, the reason why people were so excited for hyperball and airball was that because with Woodsball, you had a hard time mirroring the fields. What are you doing?
Okay. Just drop my camera.
Okay, so why is there like a black stick? Is that your selfie stick? There we go.
No, that would be a cord to the headset.
Okay. Nerd. So anyway, so the reason why the big push for hyperball and then airball was because it was hard to mirror the field. So there was a lot of times you would go to a field to play, and if you knew how to walk a field properly, the actual game itself would be won on the coin toss because it was very difficult to have both sides be equal. And there was a real push because they felt that if you came out of the woods, it would be easier to film it, and if you could film it, then we could be on TV and become a more legitimate.
That's exactly it. That's what Go Sports is doing.
Yeah. So that was the whole point of trying to move it from the woods out, and it makes perfect sense. But the flip side of that is that it's still speedball. I mean, it's still a smaller field. It's not like what we used to play back in the day where the fields were massive and you'd go around.
Yeah, we're not playing 400 by 400 fields. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's still now the fields I'm told at New York, and I can't remember. It's called Paintball Sports, and that's Jerry Braun's field. And I'm told that their fields are massive, like absolutely massive. Can't see end to end. You can't shoot people off the break, things like that. So you got to hustle, gain ground. It's supposed to be absolutely fabulous. But yeah, so we're going to do our best to get Connor to New York next year. Here's hoping. We'll see how his rehab does. So we got to get, what I want to know is if Connor's already had, I sent some money down to a nice nurse named Bruce to give him a nice special sponge bath. And I'm wondering if he got the gift or not.
Has he gotten a visit from Bruce?
Have you gotten a visit from Bruce? So you have to let us know, Connor. All right. So Connor's saying, "Oh, I love you guys, and we love you too, Connor. That's why we're making fun of you. If I'm not teasing you, I don't like you. Those are paintball rules right there."
Connor, when was the last time you washed your hair?
He's got dreads. You can't wash dreads.
Yeah, there's a special way. I used to date a girl with dreads.
Okay.
It was not fun to sleep next to.
Okay.
Rolling over onto a wad of dread. It's scratchy. It's like wool. It's like cuddling with a wool sweater.
Maybe that's why girls like me so much. They don't have to worry about rolling over all the dreads.
I'll be joining you soon.
Just as long as you don't do the cone over. I can't. That was
No,
just.
I just buzz it. Number one.
Connor said, "Hey, Bruce was not very gentle. He had hands like a brick." Shit houses.
That was the wrong Bruce.
And he goes, "I wash my dreads nearly every second day." Cool. I had no idea.
Yeah, there's like, I think you just throw wax in it or something like that. Or he does that afterwards. Yeah, there's a shampoo you can buy. It's like a thing. It's a thing. I don't know why. The dreads. They look awesome, but that's a lot of maintenance.
Well, I have to say, Steve, if you're watching, not sure I'm loving this. Not sure I'm loving this Hawaiian punch.
Well, it's heavy on the melons, so maybe just rename it.
I don't know. Like it I think it still tastes a little heavy on the melon. It's not, and I'm not saying it's bad. Please, nobody think that what I'm saying is like, but I don't think it suits. I don't think it suits my palate. I like the blue raspberry best.
The blue ras. I haven't had the pleasure of rocking the transfuse yet.
No.
I missed the opportunity the last time there a few months back when you were trying to get me out to Wasaga, but scheduling conflicts.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
we got somebody saying needs vodka. Yes, it does. Yeah,
I agree. I don't know. Facebook. I have your chat up, but I guess it froze on me. Give me a.
Whose chat?
Yours. There we go. Now everything's loading again. My pubes are dry. Oh, Bobby.
He's something else, isn't he?
Yeah, I gotta meet that dude.
Yeah, you do.
Is he stateside?
No. He lives in Niagara Falls, I believe.
All right, Bobby, we gotta sling some paint together.
I'm pretty sure
you sound like my dude.
I'm pretty sure Bobby's in Niagara Falls, and we got. You better make it to the next Woods Ball World Cup, Connor. I need to meet and ball with you, brother. Yes, we all agree on that. And Nikki's saying, hey, Nikki is my captain of Destiny Midwest out of Chicago. So
how many teams do you play for?
Officially or honorarily?
Officially.
I'm officially a member of the Expendables.
Mm-hmm.
And the Booney Boys. And I think I was an honorary member of Destiny Midwest, and I think I'm now a member of Destiny Midwest, but like a satellite, because obviously Toronto and COVID. So if anybody out there is talking from Destiny Midwest, you can tell. Oh, Nikki says you're with us. So okay, so I'm officially part of Destiny Midwest, although I don't have a jersey yet, other than the Woods Ball one that I have. And then I think that's all the official teams. And then there's a bunch of
teams that you'll fly the banner. It's as long as you're playing paintball, right?
Right. And no, I have never played a tournament with the Booney Boys. That is 100% accurate. What I was back in the 90s, I was the Booney Boys official punching bag. We all played at the same field. And so we were always playing friends, but they were such a tight-knit group. They were just super awesome. And I always wanted to be a member, but they had their team, they had their core, they were solid. That was back when teams were teams, and it was awesome. And you didn't have all that people coming and going so much. And I was doing my thing, and honestly, I couldn't afford to run with them at the time. But they were just
expensive.
They're the guys that taught me how to play, basically. All my bad habits, I blame on them. And and so a few years ago, I got invited to one of the barbecues and just became a member, if you will, just because I've always been.
Yeah, I've always
part
been
of the
within
team,
the crowd. Yeah.
All right, and so we got Robert Hansen. We can fix that. So we're talking about Destiny Midwest, I'm guessing. And am I coming to Cup? I think so. Right now, I'm just super excited to be going to the Iron City Classic. And then I come home from the Iron City Classic for a couple weeks, and then I'm back on a plane, and I'm in Denver, and I'm going to be playing at the Autism Awareness at Dynamic Paintball just outside of Aurora, which is right.
Make sure you say hi to one of your fans there, Kieran.
He'll yeah, absolutely. Oh, I've said hi to Kieran like twice now, I think, but he doesn't give permission, so I get the name come up that says just Facebook
user. Ah.
But I'm going to be meeting Kieran and hanging out with him face to face, and we're going to be doing some podcast stuff middle of August at the Autism Awareness.
Right on.
So I I know Kieran. I'll be talking to him. And all right. So what do we got here? We got this said shoot. Want to be laughing on the Laughing Coffins too. I think I'm an honorary member just by Ali Remembered Foundation stats. And Bobby Dev said we trained a lot of guys. And Nikki says, yay, me and Adam are going with the team. That's awesome. So, Nikki, does that mean Destiny Midwest is going to be playing at World Cup? I don't know the answer to that question. And Drew Nelson says Booney Boys were the first team that I followed. Yeah, they were. By Ontario standards, they were a juggernaut at the time. And they went pro. They were half of Constant Pursuit there for a while too, right? Okay, so Brett makes it August 22nd at Dynamic. That is where I will be, and then I'm going to stay there for a week.
I'll be 21st at Wasaga for their Otter Things event or Stranger Things, whatever they were calling it.
Yeah. And I would love to go to that, but Denver.
No, go to Denver and then I'll just link you up on the photo page on Six Chariot, and then you can just see all the wonderful photos.
Sweet.
I think I might go nerdy and cosplay as like the Hammerlock from Borderlands, big game hunter.
No.
Yes. Grow my mustache out and curl it.
No.
Indubitably.
No.
Why
go
not?
Play.
I have fun with scenarios. Why not? There's no stakes on the line. It's a scenario event. I'm gonna cosplay.
Yeah. All right. Well, as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters.
You're gonna be at Otter Things too. All right. You just look for the table with the giant stuffed animals. You can't miss it.
Yeah. So you're playing with the llamas, dripping llamas.
Yep, dripping llamas.
Yeah. I was talking to what was the first captain?
He's still there, John.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's still cap, and then I'm running in like I guess XO first commander.
Sure.
They do military, I guess, ranks, but yeah, I'm pretty much. I recruited a few people, new people, and we're getting them trained up. A couple real green guys that barely know how to shoot a paintball gun, but they can be trained.
We need to get Connor a dripping llama jersey too.
Like absolutely.
He's a man
We're gonna have some
dripping llama jersey.
We'll have some Rue, and we're friends. I'll just I can get his address and that sort of thing, and ship one out. Absolutely.
I wonder if you could get somebody to do a cartoon of a kangaroo with a llama head.
Yeah, definitely. Well, my wife is Six Chariot Photography, and she's also a graphic designer. So she's been doing she made this logo.
Right, but is she like a cartoonist? That's awesome, by the way. And your wife is awesome. I don't know why she's not poking in and saying hi. So make sure we say hello to her.
She's
watching us on YouTube.
Yeah, Crystal Swindon. Yeah, so that would be her. And she's saying I would cosplay and that sort of thing. But I think chat froze again. No.
Is she the one that said he will too?
Yeah, that's my wife.
And then it says, I'm
Yeah,
here. 'Cause
I'm
you see,
here.
this is what I see.
Yeah, I
Facebook
know.
hasn't given
Hit
permission.
the link at the top.
It's not hard, people. You hit the link so I
and
know
then
who
hit
I'm talking
accept.
to. You know, because I see things like this. And how do I give a shout out to a gray face? I mean, other than me.
We should just start making up names for them.
We could do that. Could definitely do that.
And then, yeah, and then they'll start giving them permission so you can actually shout out their name.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm just thinking about Connor, and I'm wondering how else I can offend him, insult him, or generally give him a poke that makes him know that he's loved.
Roast Connor.
Exactly.
I don't know. You just call him a Kiwi.
No, I like calling him Roo.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just like calling him Roo. Like, I know he likes being called Kangaroo, but Roo is just faster and easier.
Roo's way faster. There's too many syllables in kangaroo.
There's what we need to do. We need to send Roo some Fosters. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sure he would love Fosters.
As for those of you who don't know the joke, Australians cannot stand Fosters. They think it's the worst beer ever. And I would agree with them for the most part. See, that's what he gets for drinking Foster. That's what happened to his arm and leg. It's not the fact that he's an actual veteran. It's the fact that he was drinking Fosters. Oh, and we got Crystal. There you go. We got her fixed in. Isn't she an awesome, everybody? This woman rules. Just saying. She's poked in on the podcast a few times here and there.
There we go. I fixed it.
All right, Brent, where are we supposed to send you? Oh, Foster. Got it.
Send Foster. Send Brett Michael. You may have to massage Connor.
Yeah, let's send Brent to massage Connor. That works for me.
Yeah, we'll send him a Foster, but not the one he's thinking.
Yeah, for those of you that are just joining in, by the way, our good friend Roo Connor down in Australia, he is having a bad go and he's in the hospital right now. He was supposed to be on the show, but unfortunately the internet at the hospital is less than terrific and he just kept cutting in and out. But he's an actual veteran and he damaged his left arm. And in the process of damaging his left arm and dealing with that, somehow it's created some sort of a neurological thing, and he's in a lot of pain and he's lost the use of his legs. Now it's only temporary. He will get them back, but so he doesn't need anything sent other than prayers and a whole lot of insults. I mean, love. That's all that we need to send Roo is a whole lot of prayers and love. So, we got Andy saying, throw a funnel web spider in his bed. He'll get up and get moving. No, I don't think so. Andy, if you saw the pictures of his face earlier, I think he's pretty much out. I gotta buzz my mustache. I'm starting to get hairs going up my nose, and it's starting to feel weird. And when I
know the feeling.
And then when he mentioned web spider, it's like, oh, now I got a spider in my nose. So, tough love is the best medicine. Yes, it is. Bob, and I want you to know, everybody out there, I've known Bobby for a very long time and I love him to death. He's actually being quite tame right now. When he's in person, he's just amplified and you just turn it up to 11. You're never bored with Bob around. Never, ever, ever. And it's the greatest thing. Just
Bob, how many fields have you been kicked out of? By your reaction, it's probably a few.
I see. I don't know if anybody's ever kicked him out for the plain and simple reason everybody's too scared to do it. Because, like, who really wants to pull the pin on the hand grenade? You know what I'm saying? Like, who really wants to pull the pin on the hand grenade? That's all I want to know.
Oh, geez.
Well, everybody, for those of you that don't know, this is actual test flavor of Hawaiian Punch for Transfuse. If you can read that there. No, probably not. Can't be bothered to get to focus. Anyway, can't say that it's my ideal, but it's still in the working process. I love Transfuse, by the way. Just love it. But it seems like this has settled a bit. Well, that looks cool when you put it over the light. It's like nuclear. Woo! Changes colors too. I have the. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have two of these lights, and they'll actually change color as the podcast goes along. I think it makes my podcast look a little bit more interesting.
Wait, is Bobby the photo that's been floating around with the dude with the yellow thong dong on holding the flag?
No, that's not Bobby. That's tame by Bobby standards. Bobby actually played a tournament in a frilly bikini and a JT snapper around his waist to protect his privates, and a giant cat in the hat. And I actually saw him in combat boots. I actually saw those pictures are real, and that's Bobby. Yeah. So yeah, Bobby is a complete wild card, and I love him for it. So
you can add vodka, Drew.
You can totally add vodka. I haven't, but you totally can. All right. So what else can we do and say to embarrass Rue? Because this show is all about Connor.
We got to get Connor. So anyone got any good Australian jokes?
Yeah, who's got Australian jokes?
Come on, Bobby, you got something to say.
No, mine wouldn't fit in that banana hammock.
Translabs.
Is your purple mag the $40? Yes, it is. So the story behind my my mag, I actually went into a pawn shop, and if you want to see the whole story, it's the very first actual YouTube video that I created, and I created it with an old cell phone and the cell phone speaker and a hacked up little tripod. It's hilarious.
That's the marker referring to the one on top of your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I found it so anyway, if you guys want to have a laugh, back when I was just learning how to video and edit the whole bit, I told the story of my $40 Automag. I found it at a pawn shop for $40. The thing was leaking. They had no idea what they had. It was all scuffed up. A lot of the threads were thrashed, and it was a TAC 1 body with all the not Weaver.
The Picatinny.
Thank you, Picatinny. Anyway, so I picked it up for $40, and it had it was originally a longbow parted, but it didn't have all the longbow parts and things like that. So I sold the stock off for $50, and I really couldn't stand the Picatinny body. So
you don't like the assault rifle kind of stuff. Yeah.
No. If I want that, I've got real guns. Anyway, so I got rid of that body and I sold it, and I got it. Jake at Bearded Works had a purple body, and so I picked it up for the same price. So basically what I did was I swapped the body, but everything else I kept the same, except that I didn't like the bicycle stock grip that it had with it, the big black rubber bicycle.
Yeah, I know the one.
I wanted something a little bit cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
And I obviously didn't want a stock. The stock had to go. So I got all that together, and then I had written an article about the carbon fiber automags. I believe it was in March, maybe it was April. Paintball Media magazine.
Yeah,
I
for
wrote
PV
a whole
Media,
article.
yep.
Yeah, and it just blew up. And then I did a video about automags being used in mechanical and how they were allowed, that sort of thing. And anyway, so I sent the mag that I had, because Tim said send it to me. So I sent him the whole mag down, and he completely rebuilt it there at Airgun Designs. So my gun was made, even though it's a collection of spare, used, and abused parts, and that's why I call it the Beast. My gun was actually made at Airgun Designs and sent back to me. And then Martin, my teammate on the Booney Boys, he actually made those purple glitter grips for me, which are just...
Wait, is that the dude making the skulls for the 3-ways?
No, Bobby makes the skulls for the 3-ways.
Oh shit, those are sick.
Yes, they are.
Now I just want to pick up a marker with a 3-way just to put those skulls on.
Yep. Yeah, so Bobby makes the skulls, and Martin makes the grips, but he can also get the sweetie. He also makes the sweetie pie grips, so all clear, so you can put pictures and stuff in it. So
yes, I've seen some of those suggestive photos.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so Martin will pour any kind of resin on any kind of color and make you custom grips. He also made the grips for my CVO frame that perfectly match my Ultra Shocker. So it's got the whole fire and ice anodizing. Well, he actually made grips that made a perfect match, and they've got the Popular Unknown logos right in the resin as well. It's insanely awesome.
Okay, I gotta contact this dude. I need some grips made.
Yeah, Martin's fantastic. I keep telling him he needs to raise his prices, otherwise he can't keep up. So I won't tell you how much it is on air, but let's just say that they are extremely affordable.
All right.
You want at least 2 sets before he drives the prices up, let me tell you. All right, so Crystal says, how many eyes does it take to screw in a light bulb? 3. 1 to hold the bulb and 2 to turn the ladder. That's an old joke.
But then they turn it the opposite direction because they're in the other hemisphere.
That's true. And I'm still trying to figure out if 69 is the same in Australia. Probably not. And that stock turned out damn nice on my Phantom, Steve. Yeah, Sean bought the stock off my $40 Automag. I completely forgot that. Okay. I'm glad you enjoy it. Sean, send pictures. Send pictures so I can see that.
Of one of your marker's limbs.
Yeah. I want to see how the
out.
Phantom turned out. And Connor goes, I want one. I'm assuming it's the mag.
Doesn't he have a MacDev XDR?
I don't know. And Robert, you can't send it in pieces because if the serial number is not registered, it is highly illegal, and he might as well own machine gun or something. Like it's because of the way paintball or because of the way firearm laws work in Australia, even though paintball guns aren't firearms, they're still classified as firearms for importing purposes, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, he has to keep them in a gun case like an actual firearm. Yeah. He did go over those rules. Those are insanely strict. And then he even, like, depending on area, you might, like, what was it, Perth versus... Connor will know. Connor, what's the 2 different areas that are all weird? Like your area's fine, and then if you go somewhere else, it's a completely different set of bylaws.
Okay, so somebody says, Captain here. Sorry, I'm late.
That's John. That's my captain.
Ah, okay. Well, smack John around and tell him to click so that Facebook has permissions.
Up at the top, there's a Streamlabs or Stream Yards permission.
So get on the horn and just slap him silly. And then after you're done...
No, you don't have a MacDev. Oh.
And then after you're done doing that, tell him that Connor needs a Drippin' Llama jersey. And
absolutely. Well, I get the jerseys made, so absolutely, we're gonna definitely get one for Rue.
Right, but now
we're gonna put Rue because kangaroo's too many letters on the back.
Right. Now I'm not saying don't go with TKO because I'm sure they're good, but just know
that's what Donna goes with over at Wasaga. That's who makes her jerseys.
Cool. Well, I'm just saying if you get the chance, definitely give Sean a try over at Intensity because he's in Ontario as well, and he makes some pretty incredible things. So, and he really takes care of his, like, if he likes you, he really likes you, and and if you work with him, he'll work with you. So, I really like.
Perfect.
It's got a real like, he does big contracts for big things in the States and around the world, but he still has that really small business, you can talk to the guy and work together to create stuff. So definitely give Intensity the put them on your radar anyway. I'm not saying leave TKO, but I'm pretty sure that Intensity has a lot of stuff.
I'm only in talks with TKO. I'm not actually, I'm not committed yet. So absolutely, the offer's still open for getting some llama jersey made.
He's Intensity, by the way, is also the Canadian rep for Ultra Silk. So if you're getting Ultra Silk here in Canada, you get it out of Intensity, and he also is bringing in Immortal Air. So if you want the actual good tanks, like the really good tanks, because Immortal Air is, as far as I'm concerned, the best tanks in the business. Not putting down other things, but everything is a knockoff from Immortal Air. Period.
I get my IA tanks directly from IA.
I'm just saying though, like everything else is a complete knockoff of Immortal Air, whether they want to admit it or not. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you definitely see. Well, they were like the originals, right?
Yeah,
they were designers. And then everyone just copies up essentially their regs.
Well, there's a whole lot more to that, but we won't get into the whole story of what really happened. That's paintball history, and I don't like talking politics, and I don't like bashing people. So
that can go on PB Media's next doc.
Yeah, they can take care of that.
Yeah.
No. Paintball Media doesn't do things like that. Like it'll tell a story, but it doesn't bash people.
Okay. Well, there's plenty of YouTubers that do.
Yes, there are. Not
I won't name names. No, actually, no.
And I'll check out an Intensity. All right. So when you spell Intensity, it's not Intensity. It's just a big capital N-tensity.
Yeah. So I've seen their posts around shared in a few of the PB groups,
Right. And we got Connor saying, yeah, if we go to Queensland or Victoria, there's still a gun.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So if you travel there, it's like, oh, no, it's a gun. And then you go X amount of miles, and then all of a sudden it's a marker.
Right. All right.
It's almost like the United States.
Oh, we got somebody from Twitch talking. We got, was good Kings. I'm going to do some mad depression drinking tonight, boys. Good on you. Have some fun. And crush a 15 case, then kick the chair out. That's not funny. Sorry, that's just not funny. And Captain needs a new tank.
Yeah, or Immortal Air, man. That's the way to go.
Immortal Air is totally the way to go. I'm not saying that other companies don't make a quality tank, because they do. But there's a reason why I got a big green shield on my tank.
But their prices are still the same as any of the other competitors. It's competitive pricing. You're not paying an arm and a leg for a tank. You're still like I was still looking at their 13 CIs are still the same price as a Tippmann 13 CI.
Right.
Maybe a couple dollars different, but not enough to hurt the wallet.
All right, so Sean was nice enough to send me a picture of that Phantom. So let me just see if I can't bring that up. Just downloaded it. I got the magic skills to pay the bills. So let's just see if this works. So I sold him a long shot. So everybody take a look at this. How cool is that? So it's a Phantom pump, and then that's got a an Airgun Designs long shot stock on it. I think that looks pretty wild. Anyway, so that stock came on my $40 gun. That was originally what came on.
That's actually a nice stock.
Yeah, it's cool, and it's incredibly well made. But that being said,
I'd like that stock.
Yeah,
now I want it.
Talk to Sean; he may sell it. If he's not,
I got nothing to fit it on though right now.
He may sell the whole gun because he does Sinister Customs, right? So he's got a lot of guns, and he does a lot of work for a lot of different people, and he's located in the Hamilton area, I believe. Sean, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so
yeah,
he
definitely mid-bickies.
He might be willing to part the whole thing. Who knows? Part with the whole thing.
Maybe, or I might split with it with Neb.
Oh, look! I harass somebody, and they click.
You get results.
Thank you, John. Now I get to see who I'm talking to. I appreciate that so much, more than you know. For the rest of you punks out there, learn from John from the Drippin' Llamas. The man knows how to follow instructions, and this is the way you do it. If you want to get your name up there and plugged, you got to give Facebook permission.
There's my cap right there. Crazy guy right there.
Yeah, and Sean said Sinister Tech, Hamilton area, correct. And he does some pretty wicked work from what I've been told. He's never touched any of my gear per se, at least nothing that it got sent back to me. But I've heard from people that have had work done by him, and he does some pretty great work. So,
okay.
And John's laughing at me, as always. Oh, and by the way, John, you were talking to me the other day about whether or not I was going to Petawawa. I am not. I am officially going to Iron City Classic, and then in a couple weeks after that, I'm flying out to Colorado to do the autism game at Dynamic Paintball, and then a week after that, I'm staying in Colorado, and I am going to be doing a charity run with the Ali Remembered Foundation, going on a road trip through the Rockies with the Punishers Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club. And I'm going to be doing a 2-day road trip through the Rocky Mountains.
That sounds exciting.
A motorcycle club. How cool is that? Like, all right. So whenever anybody
Don't say the wrong thing.
I'm not going to. Whenever somebody gets asked, where would you like to go? Like, what trip would you like to see? What would you like to do? And I got to be honest with you, Colorado at no time ever made that list. Excuse me. Not ever. But I was able to go out there last year in the middle of COVID, and I got treated like a king. People in like Denver, Colorado, the Ali Remembered Foundation, the Denver Expendables, all this super fantastic people. And I'm not just saying that because they're my teammates. I'm talking everybody I talk to. Big Mike, the owner at my Dynamic. And then when I would go to Mexican restaurants. Okay, for those of you that are Canadian or haven't traveled down to the States, when you go to a Mexican restaurant in the States, you cannot read anything. None of it makes sense. It's nothing like Taco Bell. It's just not.
Well,
and so
no,
I went up
to like Taco Bell.
I went up to the counter, and there was like 3 or 4 people behind me. I'm looking at the menu. I have no clue what anything is. Nothing. The whole thing could have been in Pygmalion or Pasquale or I don't know what. Like, pick a language, make up a language. Could Swahili, like anything. Nothing
Spanish.
made sense. Sure. Anything. And so I just let the people go by. I said, I don't know what I want. And then as soon as they went by, I just looked at the guy. I said, dude, I can't read any of that. I'm from Canada, and we just don't get good Mexican food. And he's like, really? Because this was a chain, like a small chain. This is not like McDonald's chain, but this was actual chain of Mexican restaurants and I'm like, what do I order? Like, I love Mexican food. There's a great little burrito place, but I don't even see burrito on the menu. like,
yeah,
what do I try?
You're looking for words you recognize.
Like, I'm looking for like taco, tostada, burrito. None of that exists. Like, it's just all. I couldn't read a single thing. I couldn't even fake it. It was just. So anyway, I said, what do I try? He goes, well, you might like this. You might like that. He goes, this is, he was really talking to me. I said, all right, I'll take it. He goes, which of them? I was like, I'll take all 3. He's like, all right. I mean, I'm never going to be here again, or I don't know when I'm going to be here again. So I got to try all 3, and he gave a good discount. He's okay. Well, if you're doing this and you've never tried, the manager heard in the background, he's giving you a little bit. So super friendly people. I can't say how fantastic I was received when I was in Colorado. So the idea of going to Colorado for any reason whatsoever just wasn't there for me. But I gotta be honest that this ride against domestic violence with the Punisher's Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club, I'm so stoked. I'm gonna go for a road trip through the Rocky Mountains of all things. Like,
and are you driving a bike or are you riding bitch?
No. I'm going to be in one of the chase vehicles, because whenever you go on a road trip for a motorcycle club, you want to have a chase vehicle with a trailer, so that if anything happens or anybody breaks down, there's emergency. You're not leaving somebody hanging out there, because that could stop the fun for everyone. So I will be in one of the two chase vehicles. The Punisher's Law Enforcement Club, you know how there's the Ride for Sight and things like that? They are riding for against domestic violence. And the Denver chapter of the Punishers, they are very excited to be supporting the Allie Remembered Foundation, which we are so excited about. So since we have a new trailer for doing events and stuff, we said, let's contribute our stuff for your cruise, and let's help you help us. And so we've teamed up with the Punishers Law Enforcement, and we are rolling out, and we are going to have a great time. And I'm personally going because I'm going to be doing some filming, and I'm going to be doing some video and some podcasting stuff. And I'm just, now it's not paintball related, so don't expect to see much, but I'll still post it on my own stuff. Right. Yeah. But yeah, so it's going to be super exciting. And I can't believe I'm getting the opportunity to go through the Rocky Mountains. Was it something I would ever consider I would ever do? No. Is it something I would ever say, okay, I'm going to set these plans aside so that I can try to do this? No. But now that I have the opportunity, man, I am so excited. So excited. And okay, so,
I guess Andy's riding too.
Yeah, Andy's going to be going. I'm going. Tom's going, like Tom Spoot. He is co-captain of the Expendables. And I think that there is a third person or fourth person, but I'm not sure. I think there's one more. Expendable going, but I don't remember who it is. Andy's in the chat, so he can chime in if he wants. All right, so I'm just going to scroll back a hit.
Dan is going. That's the other Expendable.
All right. So Sean said you had the chance to send your Cocker build this way, Steve. Yeah, I had the chance, but I didn't have the money, and there was no chance I was going to be playing anytime in the near future. So it never went your way. And now that we're getting close to me going to ICC, when I take my gun down, I'm going to be linking up with Caesar. And no offense, Sean, you're amazing, but Caesar is a legend. And he's going to probably be doing the full ultra silk boom treatment on a couple of my autocockers. So it's going to be very nice. All right. So what do we got here? I'm sorry. Everybody don't mind me. I'm just reading through the comments here. I have to scroll back. And so John's saying that's so sick. So I'm assuming he's talking about the ride.
Yeah.
And Andrew Starrett said ride against domestic violence. Yeah, we covered that. Connor said mint bickies because that's his catchphrase, and I think he just randomly says that in his sleep too.
I've been actually using that in my daily too. And it confusing the hell out of everybody.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, mint bickies are basically mint cookies. Think about Girl Guide cookies and the chocolate mint cookies. And that's basically what it is. So mint bickies is just awesome, but in Roo speak. And I don't even think that's actually Australian speak. I think that's just flat out Connor being Connor. So, yeah.
I think so, too. Yeah, it's probably not even used in Australia. It's probably just a Connorism.
I think that's definitely just a Rooism. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a Rooism. There we go. You said Connorism, but let's take it to a Rooism. There we go. Kind of sounds like a culty thing.
Rooism. Yeah, I'm a Rooist.
All right, and we got Connor saying biscuits and quesadillas. Yeah, no, so okay. So I was back when we were talking about the Mexican food.
Yes. So instead of biscuits and gravy, biscuits and quesadillas.
Coming to this is going to be worth it, and then I can't share that. So check on the link, and
Yeah, I think that's probably the group or the site for the ride.
All right, so a moose, a princess, and a Roo walk into a bar. For those of you who don't know, Robert Hansen's nickname is Princess. I'll get him back on. He explained that on one of our previous podcasts, and I'll get him to explain it again sometime in the near future. But suffice to say, like Robert, it's really not worth listening to again. Sorry, Robert. You know I love you. Anyway, and what beer are we drinking? And all right, let's.
What
Leprechaun.
beer are we drinking?
All right,
bring mint cookies to a mint bicky shout out.
You are going to absolutely love going through the Rocky Mountains. It's beautiful there. Been there a few times because my sister and uncle lived there. By the way, Rob Walker, everybody, this is my team captain on Team Fox. And he also works at Fox Paintball as one of their, I'm not going to say head ref, but definitely one of their more well-known refs. And he helps out at Airgun Designs occasionally, but I am not saying that he is a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not saying that he's
like a full-time employee there.
No, he's not full. He just helps out. Oh, and we got Zoe, and actually Zoe, that reminds me, I was sharing a picture, and I lost my template. Let's get the template back.
Yeah, where's your jelly ball up?
Yeah. Sorry, thank you, Zoe, for reminding. And for everybody, Zoe's had, speaking of seeing as how this seems to be a support show, Zoe's been having a little bit of a hard time herself. She has difficulty digesting food. And so she has a special thing that she had to have operated and put in. And it's really, really painful. And she's been having a lot of hard time. So everybody, not only are we saying prayers and positive vibes to Rue, we are also sending out prize to Miss Zoe of Tanks Paintball down just outside of Houston, Texas.
Better.
Absolutely. All right. And we got Connor saying, I'm down for this, buddy. I'm not sure what that's for regard to, but it's probably a response to another response.
It's for the bar princess.
All right, so we need to bring mint cookies and do a mint bicky shout out from the top of the mountain for Connor on the ride. Absolutely. Actually, Andy, I would go one further. What we ought to try to do is see how many boxes of cookies we have to buy. And I'm not saying for this, but if we're able to get Connor to Woods Ball World Cup, why can't we get somebody to make a bunch of mint cookies and we actually call them mint bickies? We sell fundraiser. And we sell those in order to try to bring Connor to the States. I think that would be cool.
Oh, absolutely. I am on board with a mint bickies fundraiser.
Like let's actually start an actual cookie, like not a real cookie company. I'll talk to Steve at Transfuse. Maybe we can get it to go through Transfuse and proceeds can go to. I don't know. We'll figure something.
Yeah, we'll figure out the logistics. The idea's there though. We can spitball.
But if we could get Girl Guide cookies, but make them actual mint bickies.
Mm-hmm. Actually, those are my favorite Girl Guide ones. What are your favorites?
Is there a bad kind?
Yeah, there's like those plain ones. I don't buy them, so I don't know the name.
All right, you're no longer relevant.
No, it's only mint bickies.
So, all right. So we got somebody saying Smuckers are great, and yes, they are. Uncrustables. I can't wait. I want to try some of the Mexican Uncrustables. Oh, and we got Zoe saying, thanks, guys. I'll be all patched up soon. Well, by the way, everybody, Zoe is part of the Valkyrie paintball team, and I don't know if she's gonna be playing or not, but she will probably be at the Woods Ball World Cup in New York with the Valkyries, which was set up by Kathy Alvarez.
Okay.
What's Llama's favorite treat? Well, it's now mint bickies.
It's now probably mint bickies.
It's now officially mint bickies. And
his OnlyFans account.
First beer from the Iron City Brewery.
The only paintballer to do that.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, he wouldn't be the only paintballer to start an OnlyFans account.
Oh, I'm sure there's a few. And we've already invited him to play on the Corsairs. Yes, but we got to get him to New York. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just getting him.
Okay. And Joey says peanut butter patties are the best. Maybe, but if Mint Bickies will get Connor not only up, healthy, happy, and to play paintball in the States, Mint Bickies is your new favorite, Zoe. I don't care what your actual favorite is, but you're going to tell everybody Mint Bickies because we got to get Connor better and we got to get him happy. And we got him healthy and we got to get him here playing.
Absolutely.
All right. And it will be filled with pics of Mint Bickies. I guess we're talking about the OnlyFans
I'd
account.
subscribe to that OnlyFans.
So I wouldn't. I hear him talk. I hear him enough. I see him enough. I don't need more.
You don't need more of Connor.
I don't need more of Connor. Yep. All right, Steve. I'm going to officially say, I think that this particular blend needs a little bit of working on, and I will be talking to you. I like it. I like the flavor, but it's not quite my taste, but I'm sure a lot of people love it, but it's very melony, and I'm not really a melon kind of guy. Not putting it down. It's delicious, but it's not my personal taste.
I don't know. I find most like tropical punch blends are really heavy on the cherry flavor.
Yeah, I'm good with cherry. I like the cherry.
Oh no.
Took you a minute.
No, I got it. I'm just trying not to encourage you. You just do more.
I wanted to make sure I did that nice dramatic pause. Like just that uncomfortable silence that we're like, because we're actually live. So like just drive that bad joke home. So and we got John saying knee slapper. So
knee slapper. Yeah.
Well, with that horrible joke, I should probably wind this down because this show is supposed to be for Connor, about Connor, and prove his mood. And unfortunately, he can't be on the show. So we are really pushing a great talk from a bad angle. But so anybody, before we shut down, does anybody want to ask any questions or send any shout outs to Connor? And we will, and then we'll start.
Oh, he's in the chat watching. So
I know
he'll get it.
Yeah, totally get it. Plus, you can watch this on YouTube afterwards. The fact too.
Absolutely, that's where I've been watching actually the show lately. I've been unable to catch it live. Just working that.
Yeah,
but I'm boosting your YouTube numbers.
Well, see, that's what I really recommend for people. I mean, the show gets buried on Facebook. I mean, I go live on Facebook because that's where a majority of my fans are and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But if you really want to watch the show, then the best way to do is go subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you can just check. And if you don't catch up for like a day or two, no biggie. It's easy to find. And then you can put it on in the background and just listen to the talk or whatnot. And also, as a general rule, I upload most of my talks to audio so that.
Yes.
Okay. So. All right, so we got a lot of people saying goodbye. So we got Crystal saying good night, guys. Connor, feel better. And we got John saying Connor, Llama's got you, which just sounds kinky. And we got
can be, especially with our hotel rooms.
We got Mr. Douse saying get better, Connor. And we got Rob Walker going, Connor, get well, my friend. We need to see you here. Yes, we do. And we got Zoe saying, we will get you here, Connor. And hopefully we can get you, Connor. We can get you to see, get you to Tanks Paintball in Houston because they actually have a tank. And Connor loves tanks. And I don't know if you guys know, but Zoe is, I'm going to call her one of the managers of Tanks Paintball outside of Houston. And they have an actual functioning Leopard tank that you can get rides in. So not only is there all the paintball and the airsoft and the jelly ball, but there's also an actual Leopard main battle tank.
Yeah, I was checking out their field photos. I saw it. I want to ride so bad.
Right? And we got Chica saying, Connor, get better soon, buddy. And we got Sean saying, Connor, give me a call again sometime. We'll bitch about military like last time, get better. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Connor is an actual a vet from the Australian Army. He's not just some beatnik with dreadlocks. The guy's a cool dude. And so we got Hanson saying, "Take care, Connor." And see about smuggling Cocker and mag patterns down under to you too. See, that's the thing. You can get the parts to them, no problem. But once they assemble it, because it's got a serial number, it becomes extremely illegal because it wasn't imported properly.
It's only illegal if you get caught.
Yeah, but they have bigger checks and balances and stuff. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So, all right, everybody. Well, Matt, thank you for joining in, being my
Thanks for having me.
co-partner as we abuse the Roo, because Connor deserves the abuse. And
anyone going out to Voyageur days, though, come find me. It's easy to find me. Just look for a stuffed llama on a table, and you'll find me.
Right now, you're going to Wasaga this weekend.
Not this weekend. Next weekend I'll be in Petawawa at 13th Monkey for Eli's thing. Voyageur days. The Ottawa Voyageurs is putting on.
Gotcha. Yeah, like John actually talked to me about whether I wasn't going to be able to make it there. He said, "Steve, come out. I'll help you." And I was like,
"Yeah, if you weren't going to ICC, I was gonna. Well, I think I extended the invite a week or two ago. I was asking, but you said you're kind of up in the air about ICC, and I was like, "Hey, man, if you don't go, come out to this thing."
Right. Well, I would have had to hitch a ride with somebody and scam a place to sleep and blah 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 blah. But
I'm pretty sure John would have picked you up on the way.
Yeah, I probably
because you're where in Oshawa?
Yeah.
So he could have picked you up on the way.
So, but in any case, Iron City. So yeah, like there's certain events during the year that are just must go tos. Super Game, if you can make it. I've never personally been, but Super Game. And then Casino Royale. Hopefully I'm able to make that this year. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible or not, but that's when it's Dan Colby and Bud Orr as captains in a big game.
Oh my. That's OG. You got to go.
And then you've got World Cup, which is an XL crown jewel. Like nothing is better than World Cup. You could win every game of the whole season. And if you don't win World Cup, people are like, the people that win World Cup is World Cup. Like it's just, so yeah. And then now Iron City Classic, like you got to be there. You just, if you have the opportunity, that's just where you have to go. If you love paintball, Woods Ball World Cup and what Kevin Donaldson and Marcus Davis are doing, that is going to, like, right now it's getting good. But in a couple years, now that COVID's calmed down and they're able to make their dream what it is, it's going to be
definitely planning to bring my boys to the next Woods Ball or the one after that, depending.
Yeah. But what's coming down the pipe, because I had a little bit of a talk with Kevin Donaldson and not Kevin Donaldson, Marcus Davis, a little bit Kevin Donaldson too. If they let a few things slip that they didn't want to. And so I promised I wouldn't repeat it. So I'm not gonna. Don't worry, guys. I don't repeat stuff that I hear. But wow, what's coming down the pipe over the next couple of years is going to change paintball and how we see it, how we play. It's just,
I'm stoked. I hope we go back into a golden age like the early 2000s.
See, I liked the late 90s better than the early 2000s.
I wasn't playing then. You're a little bit older than me. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, late 90s, I probably wasn't old enough to play.
Well, in the late 90s, there was so much positivity. Like there was the paint war that was happening in Ontario, and that sucked. Like that was just the worst. And the entire industry learned from that. But I won't get into that. That's a negative story, and I don't do that.
I've already learned about that history. You can find it online.
Yeah. But everything was so positive. New guns were coming out all the time. Like nowadays, when a new gun comes out, it's like, okay, what's different than the old gun? You know, like
it's almost like just a new coat of paint on the old internals.
Right. But but back in the late 90s when a new gun came out, I like the evolution, like it was, you used to talk about guns by their year and it was just mind-blowingly different, and it wasn't, guns weren't different just because of the milling. Do you know what I mean? There was valve changes, like
it was complete, leaps and bounds.
Right. And it was incredible. And the play style was different too. Like you could still use a mechanical gun against an Angel and win, because the Angel shot really fast, but the autococker had more range and more accuracy, and it was still fast enough. And if you could angle the person, because the Angel was shooting so fast, the balls were actually starting to spread out and you couldn't get a straight shot. And it was just, everything was just different back then. And so everything had checks and balances, pluses and minuses. And if you knew how to play the game, you could change and swift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. Oh, and Connor said, thank you, everyone. Chica said, great show again. Sean said, great show as always. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. And Rob says, you're going to be smiling for weeks after ICC. It's that good. I believe it, Rob. But the truth of the matter is within 2 weeks, I'll be back in the States and I'll be down in Denver. I'll be down outside of Colorado, playing for the autism game at Dynamic Paintball, just outside of Aurora, Colorado. And then a week after that,
field was amazing.
You know what? Dynamic really is an amazing field, and I don't like bunker fields. Can't stand them. And this thing is nothing but a bunker field in the middle of fields.
Yeah, it's flat and then just built bunkers, but it's huge.
Well, it's much bigger than it looks. Like you get there, and it's not till you get out on the field and you have to try walking across it. It's massive, but more importantly, Big Mike, the guy that owns the field, he's an avid paintball player. So he literally went out and he sculpted the field. He didn't just drop bunkers willy-nilly. He's actually created all these bunkers so that you have moving and flanking, and he's judged the distances so you can do side runs and side scoots. And then there are pivotal bunkers. So he can actually take his field and he can go north to south, east to west, or start doing kitty corner stuff. So he can be running multiple teams and multiple missions all through this game and just change everything right up. And it's mind-blowingly fun. And there's like old tanker trucks in there and airplane fuselages, and like it's not just bunkers in sand. And then what's really cool about it too is it's right off the runway of an airport. So military airport. So you get what are those new, is it not an F-15, the new stealthy fighter jets?
I couldn't tell you, but yeah, you get jets flat taking off overhead.
Yeah, military jets. I mean, there's lots of the cargo jets, but you'll see fighter jets like buzzing around.
Nice. That definitely gives a sense of immersion.
Right, and then off, and I want to say the south side, but I really don't know which way is north or just south. But they actually have a motorcycle field, and so you'll look off to one side and you'll see not super cycles, but supercross. You'll see guys going up in the air and they're like 20-30 feet in the air just giving her with on a motorcycle or a dirt bike, and it just everything just adds, like it's just awesome. So
everything just says adrenaline.
Oh, and Kevin said F-22. Thank you very much. Oh, and then we got F-22 as well.
Yeah.
Somebody put F-35. I don't know what an F-35 is, but in any case.
Sounds like a shot.
All right, everybody. Well, again, Matt, thank you for coming out. Connor, we all wish you the best, and we hope you're feeling better, Sprue. So get better, because we want to see you here playing on the Corsairs at the Woods Bowl World Cup next year. I'm going to be on the Corsairs. That's another team I belong to. Sorry. I'm also officially a member of the Corsairs as well. Sorry. There's lots of honorary teams.
Never cease to amaze me, Steve.
Most people are more stunned than amazed. Just like, how the hell did that moron get to where?
That's why I'm amazed. I'm just like, how did this dude, this popular unknown guy, connect with all these industry bigwigs?
Nobody knows. I don't even know. It just worked out that way. And I think, honestly, the truth of the matter is I love the sport and I love the people in the sport. And that passion shows. I mean, it doesn't matter if I'm good or if I'm bad or whatever. I've just been around for a very long time. I know a lot of people. I know how a lot of things happened. I can see how the ebb and flow of how things work. So from the outside looking in, and everywhere, most of the people viewing out there is on the outside looking in, and I give everybody the chance to be part of the inside, and just for a day or just for a moment, So that's what I shoot for, and just bring everybody together on a Wednesday, get them through to the weekend where they can play again.
I definitely hit the bullseye on that. Yeah.
All right, Matt. Well, I'm going to shut you down, close you down. Thank you guys so much for being on the show, and everybody. Talk to you later, Matt.
Have a good one. Bye.
All right, everybody. That is my show for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit off. We were just doing some general chat and friends being friends and supporting Connor, who is in Australia and not doing 100%. He's okay, and he's going to be fine, but he has a very long, painful road ahead of him of physiotherapy getting better. So no need to send him money or anything like that. Just good thoughts, positive vibes, and just keep him entertained, keep him motivated. He loves the sport as much, if not more than I do, which is probably why I like him as much as I do. And so let's send all the support we can, or moral support that we can, and get him back playing. And hopefully we'll get him stateside or New World side, because we'll figure it out. Anyway, so till next week. Next week, I leave for the Iron City Classic on Thursday. So I'm not sure how much of a show I'm going to have on Wednesday. I have a internment. Is that what you call a post-dated funeral, burial, whatever? I have that the day before. So I'm going to be in a weird headspace next week, but I will do my best to have a show. In any case, I will see you all next week, and I will be live. I will be live from the Iron City Classic. So look forward to seeing some tech or some info from that. And yeah, in any case, play with passion, everybody. As always, keep your paint dry. Have a great night.